Welcome to Point Blank. This is your host, Panama Crypto. Today, our guest is my friend Bagsy. No real need for introduction for him. He was my first victim and helped me as a guinea pig on the first episode when I was trying to find the direction of what I wanted for Point Blank. Happy to have you, Bagsy, on Point Blank, man.
Yo, I was the first kid on the blockchain. Let's get it going. Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, bro, what projects you are currently working on?
Well, apart from trading, I'm building a couple Twitter bots on the back end. I haven't really spoken about them to many people, but recently we listed a bot called Proof of Listing, and that one looks at certain Coinbase API backend readings, and it serves to get an idea what exchanges are testing on the back end. So I'm looking to build cool stuff like that and just different tools that aren't yet available for people. So most of my energy is pointed in that direction, but I also have a few other things in the back, but that's what I'm most proud to talk about, I guess.
Can you tell us specifically of the one you are currently having running? You have like two bots right now, right?
Yeah, so right now there's a Bagsy bot, and that one alerts people when a price of an asset is making a new all-time high or all-time low. And now you can also tweet Bagsy bot and get certain values or readings off your favorite coin just by tweeting the cash tag and tagging the bot in it. So that's Bagsy bot, and then there's the the proof of listing one. But the three others that are in works, I kind of don't want to leak it because some of them are pretty original and in framework, so I'll hold on that. But I project in the next month or so, the next one should be out, and I'm looking forward to that.
So how do you come to develop this bots? Do you write code? How does it work?
Sure. So truthfully, I'm not a great coder, so I try to find people who are better than me. So shout out to the Trading Peter and Proof of Week. But no, thankfully this community has a lot of bright minds and a lot of talented people. So if you reach out, it's not too hard to find some clever people to work with. So they're the ones who do the coding. I just come up with the ideas, I guess.
Shit, I gotta get me some of those coders, man. I couldn't code if my life depended on it.
Dude, just I swear to God, send one tweet out, and you will be bound to receive a couple DMs. You know what I mean? It's really that simple, and I think people should use their network more if you have it.
Shit, you just got me starting on a new project on 2020.
Good. Well, that's the thing. Like, you could basically create anything if you're, A, not a piece of shit, and B, you're good to people. I guess that goes hand in hand. It's the same thing. But if you have a good idea and you can find someone that you can trust that you can work with, it's a win-win. And right now people are, desperate for work. So it's an even greater reason to start creating cool shit that people can use and hopefully profit from and make money. I mean, this is, for me, the ambition of this. I want people to make money off the stuff I create. And it's all free, and it's going to stay that way for at least for now. I don't plan on really monetizing it. I just want people to get a small advantage wherever it is, and to help, to at least use that information and to put it into their own framework or into their own trading plan. But yeah.
Nice. Do you have you received any significant edge with the bots you've deployed?
So you mean like coin additions for a proof of listing bot?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we caught 5 listings. 5 pings on the back end. It was, I believe, for Coinbase, it was Ontology, Request Network, AVAX, so Avalanche token, Solana, and another one. I forget what it is. So we got those pings and we tweeted about them one after the other. So we kind of marketed the bot to people that way, but now everything is real time. So we caught MTA on MTA coin when it listed on FTX, and the bot was able to catch it, a couple minutes before FTX even spoke about it. But the ambition, I guess, is to get it even before that. So to actually have an idea what FTX is kind of looking at or testing at least, or Coinbase or Binance. Now we're following those three exchanges. At first it was only Coinbase. So, with time, we're also improving these bots and improving the reach and on all that stuff. But yeah, it was MTA to answer your question.
Nice. So you did a little bump.
Oh yeah, and Ren token was the other one. But yeah, after each, I mean, I hate to say it, but after each tweet, I think price pumped 5% across each asset, if not more, which is not the intention of the bot. It's not meant for that, but inevitably, people use information in different ways. So, but
Yeah,
yeah.
of course. And now that the market is hitting up, probably when we get notices from Coinbase that is listing something, it would be a good advantage to have beforehand.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, just I want to clarify. It's what the bot does. It pings and tells us when a developer at Coinbase is testing a blockchain product. So let's say you have, I don't know, whatever, Solana, for example, and they need to figure out if their tech is compatible, and they have to do some network tests. So that's what the bot tells us. So if we get a ping of a new coin, it tells us, hey, Coinbase might be interested in this coin because they're clearly doing work on it. So in the case of that, it's meant more to help point people in the direction of good projects, because if Coinbase is testing something, logically it's probably not a turd. But then you'll also have the you'll have the MTA listing on FTX, and that was more of an instant tweet. That I guess they didn't, or they already had tested it before and we weren't looking at it, or they didn't need to test it and just it caught the listing, it caught it on listing. But it can do two things, I guess. But yeah.
Nice. Neat way to use code, man.
Yeah, no, neat way to use network, but thank you. I appreciate that.
Getting back to business of trading, man. So what do you think wrecks the most new and experienced traders?
FOMO, greed. I guess greed. Yeah. Greed will ruin everyone, but I think the excitement of depositing your first Bitcoin in your trading account, and the excitement of buying your first shitcoin and becoming inducted into a community, I feel that the emotions in that are very strong, and it new people will tend to just risk too much, or more risk management, and it's just, they're all shiny toys, especially right now when things are bullish and things are moving and influencers are influencing and all that. It's very easy to get caught in it and to make money, but greed.
Do you think that people would be better off Twitter, even if they're experienced?
Experience, better off Twitter. I don't know. No, I think no. I think it's better with Twitter, because I know I would be far from where I'm at if I had never started and met the people I've met and learned from the people I've learned from. Now, the problem is when you're strictly following signals and stuff like that, and you don't have your own thing mapped out. That's when Twitter is dangerous, because it takes time to figure out who's good and who's not. And either way, it's not great to build a trading plan off of somebody, or to copy paste, even if they're profitable, because how are you going to do it alone? But at the same time, it's good to know the people who can look at a market and at least get a good sense of direction. And I think it helps. But if you have no idea what you're doing, just caution.
I tend to agree with you. I think it takes time to purify your feed of probably bad influences, and get to a point that you mute the bad people and block the bad people, and just have a purified feed where you get all the bliss from the brightest minds in crypto, which
Right.
takes a while, to be honest.
Absolutely. And I think it took me about probably a year. I think it took a year to figure out, who's good at what and what I'm good at. So yeah, good things take time. So don't rush into things, I guess, for new players. There's so many markets to trade, so many new products. It's the opportunities are boundless. But if you try to go at it as if it's a race, you're going to run out of breath pretty fast. I'll tell you that much.
So Bagsy, do you think there's a correlation between Bitcoin and SPX?
Yeah, absolutely. To be transparent, I don't think I'm the proper person to really go deep on that. I think they're, like Luke Martin, I believe he's had a few podcasts on the topic, and there are a few other people, but yeah, it's absolutely correlated because, at the end of the day, who's trading these charts? Humans. And we share emotion, and we're the same. We go with the ebbs and flow of the moon and shit like that. So they will always be correlated as long as, what's trading it is human, I guess, or even made by human.
So do you think if it dumps after November elections, do you think Bitcoin is gonna follow SPX, or vice versa? I know this is a very tough question.
I think I'm leaning towards yes more than no. I think also looking at the value of the USD at the time would be important, but yeah, we'll see.
Bagsy, what is better than Ethereum?
Bitcoin. But Ethereum serves a practical purpose. But if someone were able to build a layer on top of Bitcoin that could do the same thing as Ethereum, you know what I mean? And now, obviously, my knowledge on tech is not as good as the trading part. So maybe, I'm sure there's already the answer to that. But if you can build it on Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin's better. It's more solid as a network too.
And out of the existing projects that compete versus Ethereum, which one do you think is better?
It's been a while since I've looked at this, but I think the correct answer would be which blockchain has the greatest amount of new applications being built on it. That would be probably the ones to look at. I mean, she got Tezos and things like that, and I truthfully don't know how much is being built on them. I know EOS has some stuff on it. There are some popular blockchains, but for now, the money is on Ethereum. But I'd look into that reading, and that's probably going to help us find the answer.
Sweet. This episode is brought to you by PrimeXBT, the exchange that makes possible to trade with leverage on legacy markets from a single Bitcoin-based account. Where you spend all your crypto and fiat aside girls, cars, and drugs?
Good food, good visual nutrition. So traveling, that kind of stuff. But
what traveling, man?
Right now, I'm to the gym and back, my friend. But I definitely want to go to Japan next. I think that's the move.
Why Japan?
I love the culture, and I want to
love
learn
sushi.
More. And oh god,
you could eat sushi. I know you love sushi.
Exactly. So I definitely go there for that. But I like how they have values. You know what I mean? There's respect for their elders. There's still a certain hierarchy, I believe. At least that's my impression. So I want to go there and just experience it, and then be able to talk about it better.
Do you plan to move there, or just for a little vacation?
Vacation. I think I'd have to, taste the food first before I consider eating it every day. But yeah, we'll see. For now, I'm very happy in the anonymous location that I'm in. But
you could remain anonymous also there, or even here in Panama or Costa Rica or whatever.
Exactly. And as soon as things kind of quiet down on the COVID end, I believe I'll be taking that, because we're very blessed to be able to work from anywhere. That's the dream. So it's time to use it.
Cool. So what is the best way to learn to trade with minimal losses, seeing that we've got a wave of newcomers in crypto?
I don't want to say paper trading, but the way you phrased it, I'd say paper trading, because you won't lose anything and you'll still learn, but you won't learn
without
the
actually
best
trading.
way without actually risking money, because then you'll really test your emotions. But I think to get the basic handle of, what's a limit order, what's a market order, what's a stop loss, for all that kind of stuff, you could definitely do paper trading and, do that for a little bit if you want to dip your toes. There are many ways to get to it, but I just think minimizing your risk to begin with. So let's say you have $1,000, and obviously this is not financial advice. If you have $1,000, risk, $10 on a position, 0.1% or something to that regard. You see how good or bad you are, and do it for a couple months, and then develop your strategy in there, and then risk more as you become profitable over time. But I know that's not what 99.9% of you are going to do listening to me right now, which is cool too. Like, I get it. We're all going to do the crazy shit we do. But truthfully, if I had to go back, I would have done it that way, because I would be much wealthier than I am today.
If I would have to go back, I would avoid for a longer period leverage trading and stick to spot.
Absolutely. Actually, you can, like there, yeah.
It's volatile enough to be able to profit on the short term without using leverage, really.
Truthfully, no, you're right. The thing is, I want to 100x something, YOLO,
Exactly. YOLO, man. So what is this Uniswap madness, bro? Talk to me about it. Am I missing something, or should I put all my eggs in a single basket?
Just whatever Gainsey is doing, do the opposite. But no, jokes aside, it's a crazy place, and there's a lot of opportunity, but there's a lot of ways to lose your money. And I think it's at least at the start, it's more complicated than an exchange. Like, I've had technical issues with my doing Uniswap via MetaMask and stuff. So even I'm getting fucked here. So if you're new to trading, I might stay away from it. But right now it's hot, and that's where the money is. So if you've got balls and you don't mind risking what you have, take a look at it. But if you're more risk averse, strict, tight ass, stick to an exchange.
So you're calling me a tight ass?
Maybe. Not a bad thing though,
So is there any minimum requirement for coins to be listed in Uniswap, or how does it work?
So to the best of my knowledge, no, you just need to provide liquidity. So I could create, a Bagsy coin or whatever, provide liquidity with my Ethereum or whatever, and show it to people if I really wanted to, right? So anyone can create whatever they want. And you've seen like 10Ds and, Messiah, Crypto Messiah, shout out to him. He's been balls deep in it and making a lot of money. So yeah.
What was his coin? Did he make a coin with his name?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, at least. I think him and Gainsey have been the most active Uniswap swappers.
But does the tokens there actually have any use, or they're like generic coins, like colored coins that have no intrinsic value?
I think, I personally believe that finding a project that has intrinsic value is already a rarity. So if we degrade to a quality of, not even an exchange, just a decentralized platform, you'll find even lesser quality. The thing is, you'll find opportunity as well. It's not always about trading what's quality, but yeah, you'll find anything like there. And there's also scam contracts as well. So let's say you have 10Ds and then you'll have a clone of 10Ds, but it's a different contract. So you'll send it to the wrong one and then lose your money. There's a lot of ways to lose as well.
So there are more ways to lose your money than win it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say you have to be cautious and move slow. And if you're new and greedy and you're fucking bugging to get into something on Uniswap, like chill the fuck out, because you're gonna send your money to the wrong person.
Probably to the owner of Baggies.
Exactly.
So could you make money without leverage?
Absolutely. And like we were talking about earlier, it's probably better that way. Leverage should be used as a tool to remove risk, not necessarily to allow you to risk more than you have. And then, a lot of people say, leverage doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but psychologically it does. So I think spot's better, especially as a beginner, unless you understand, what you're doing. And yeah.
Well, statistically speaking, you got less chances to get burned in spot than leverage, especially with the amount of shitty exchanges we got there. Even the good exchanges have some hiccups and could trigger liquidation.
Yeah, dude, it's like, it's not even necessarily the exchanges. People will take advantage of books that are thin, and that's okay. It's part of the market. But if you're holding spot, it's a lot easier to just wait for, let's say, the daily close or whatever you look at, and then judge from there, rather than get wicked out and then price moves against you, then you FOMO in, and then price pulls back, and then you get fucked, and then you cry and lose all your money, and then you message me in the fucking DMs, you're like, Bagsy, what do I buy? So yeah, spot's easier on the mental. You're very right.
Sometimes I get depressed by looking at your feed on Twitter because you share these screenshots of the exactly this Telegram group called Rect.
Hold up, I got it somewhere here. Rect Plebs. It's great. Exactly. Shout out to Rect Plebs. I don't know who made this, but I definitely appreciate you.
So going to the Twitter hack, if you were the Twitter hacker, how would you have done it?
Yeah, I guess something easier would have been to just create tweets that will have people fear the market in some way. Or from Binance, let's say I hijack CZ's account. I would say, Binance has been compromised. Funds are not SAFU. Please wait for an update. That's going to crash the market. So anyone could load up on 20, 30x leverage, max it out, tweet that shit out, and boom. Instead, they were dumb, and that leaves a trace. And if you're properly educated, or at least a little educated in cryptocurrency, you've seen these scams before. So yeah, that they really missed an opportunity there, and hopefully it doesn't happen again, because I'm sure they would do it differently this time.
The hacker got caught, right? It's a 17-year-old boy kid from Florida.
Wow. Holy fuck. He's fucked.
And yesterday was bond hearing.
Oh.
And the judge had this Zoom hearing, and there was somebody that put some screen share of somebody eating ass.
Wow.
Exactly. And the judge had to suspend the hearing and postpone it. It was really funny. I shared it yesterday on my Twitter.
Dude, that kid doesn't give a fuck.
No, it wasn't the kid. It was someone that was in the hearing.
Oh, okay. That's so strange.
I guess the judge doesn't know how to mute people.
Yeah, or to eat ass.
So, bro, getting into microcaps is viable strategy, like sub, 5-10 million market cap coins?
Sure. I think for me, like I don't know if there's a right number or definition for microcap. For me, it's more anything under like 500K or $1 million maybe. But there's definitely value in that thing, especially with Uniswap now. And it's ironic because we're talking about how there's all these scam contracts and no value, blah blah. But technically, people are creating money out of thin air. So right now, and absolutely, there's also probably some microcaps that have been accumulating sideways for a very long time as well that haven't popped yet. So those, it's either that or trade something that's fresh, that doesn't have back holders. So either something that's breaking out of an accumulation range, or the former. That's it. Would make sense. But if you can hold something for 30x, 50x, you're set, even if you didn't put very much. And that's the power of microcaps, and that's why you have to find people who are good at fundamentals, or become good at fundamentals yourself and understanding what makes a project valuable.
Do you mind sharing with us what microcaps you have?
I would, man, but I don't. Sorry, bro. It's like for microcaps, I have a little faith, so I wouldn't be like, yeah, I bought this thing, and someone buys it because they listened and they think I'm smart or something. And it just keeps going down. So yeah, we're gonna skip that one.
Cool. And with that thought, we end our episode. So cool to have Bagsy on Point Blank. Thanks for coming on, bro. Can you tell us where we can find you? Besides Twitter.
Besides Twitter, just find me on Twitter. You'll see everything else from there. Thank you.
I'm Bagsy.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for listening. Until next time. Peace. This episode was brought to you by PrimeXBT, the exchange where you can trade without KYC on legacy markets with your Bitcoin. You can trade commodities like gold, silver, oil, even indexes and forex. Join now and get a 50% bonus on top of your deposit for trading at u.primexbt.com/Panama.